It's time for What's Burnin' with Kevin KB Burns, presented by Bill Lacasse and SRG Financial Advisors. But first, please join us as we honor our great nation with the playing of our national anthem. And now your host, Kevin KB Burns.
Hey, welcome into What's Burning right here on Lake TV. Another great program lined up for you. We've got a lot of folks we're going to be talking to about a lot of different things. We'll even take some time to see one more of our furry friends, and we'll get out and enjoy a little nightlife at a local establishment with one of my favorite bands in the Lake of the Ozarks area. We've got Professor Jim Paisley on the program. We'll also take some time to check out the Bob Ice Band. We have the Executive Director of Columbia College's Lake Campus, Ashley Allen Brown. And of course, we'll wrap things up with KB's Furry Friends as we head out to none other than Ozarks Cat and K9 to check out Cat. It's all coming up on Lake TV with What's Burning.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
A move to your dream home should be exciting, not a hassle. That's why you go with the experts at Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you. There's nothing like summer at Lake of the Ozarks, and Hy-Vee and Osage Beach is your one-stop shop for your day on the boat and fun in the sun. We feature the lake's largest wine and spirits department, along with our lake-famous beer cave. And you'll want to check out our brand new Summer Fun Center with all your apparel, toys, coolers, inflatables, towables, and so much more. Hy-Vee and Osage Beach, voted the #1 grocery store in Missouri and your one-stop shop for an unforgettable day in the sun all summer long.
At SRG Financial, we reduce the uncertainty on your journey to financial independence. Our foundational approach revolves around two things: what matters most to our clients and the things that we can control. The things that matter most often revolve around family, occupation, and recreation. The things we can control are a panoramic approach to financial planning, a strategy that stays fluid and dynamic like your life, and a proprietary process, the mile marker formula. If you want to reduce the uncertainty on your journey, contact us today.
Join Lake TV for a cup of coffee with Will and Chris, the Lake area's only local TV talk show focused on the Lake area. Local stories, local sports, and local events. Have a cup of coffee with Will and Chris weekdays at 8, 1, and 8 on Lake TV.
Welcome back to What's Burning here on Lake TV. Glad to have you with us on this gorgeous day at the Lake of the Ozarks. And a big thanks to all of my sponsors. Bill Lacasse with SRG Financial Advisors, Ozark Barge and Dock. Also, the good folks at Budget Blinds and our veteran area at the lake. We'll hear from all of our sponsors throughout the program. I want to thank everybody we've had the chance to talk to as far as our sponsors, and to thank you for joining us as well. Coming up, don't forget a cup of coffee with Chris and Will, and that's at 8 a.m., 1 p.m., and 8 p.m. The Community Spotlight with Chris Schneider, and you'll get to see Ron Dugan, get a bit of a shootout preview. Also, the shootout beneficiaries will be addressed and talked to by Chris Schneider as well, Mike Clayton, Scott Franzen, and don't forget our good buddy Mr. Bob Spicer, Weekend at the Lake. And we get into our inaugural segment for this show with Professor Jim Paisley. Hey, man, great to have you back. Good to see you again.
Glad to be here, buddy.
Good to have you with us. So, the state of Missouri, we recently celebrated our bicentennial. We're officially 200 years old.
Yeah, hard to believe it. And yeah, it's
I don't feel a day
been
over
great.
190.
I know,
Yeah.
and I thought maybe you were there when it all started, but
Maybe in some capacity. Who knows?
it really is. It's great. It's been a lot of great things happening here at the lake to celebrate the 200 years. Had a great fireworks show last night, and a lot of information out there. This area down here has really got a lot of heritage, a lot of history tied to the state of Missouri, and I thought maybe we'd talk a little bit about that today.
We, how do each one of these states come up with their names? Missouri, Pennsylvania, Texas, where do these names come from? Certainly a rich history prior to becoming a state.
Absolutely, and that's a great question too. The big question: do you say Missouri or you say Missouri? I say Missouri. My wife says Missouri. Well, unfortunately, and I hate to do this on record, but she's right. There was a Sioux Indian tribe up in the northeastern part of the state,
right,
that were called the Missouris.
Mm-hmm.
And we adopted that name. The Smithsonian Institution, a lot of people think Missouri means muddy water, but that's not the case. The Smithsonian Institute did an ethnology study, and they came back and they said, we need to look at the language itself, and when it comes back it says big canoe people or canoe people. So I'll say hi to all the canoe people out there.
Hello, canoe people.
Yes, canoe people. Or wooden canoe people. It's kind of interesting, but we took our name from this Indian tribe, and then another thing we're famous for is we're known as the Show Me State, and I've often wondered where that came from. Mm-hmm. And the Show Me State actually came about in 1899. There was a fellow by the name, he was a congressman by the name of William Vandiver, and he was giving a talk down in Cape Girardeau, and somebody asked him some questions, and he came back and he said, well, I'm from Missouri, you're going to have to show me. And that stuck. It hit all the newspapers, and it pretty much went nationwide, and ever since then it's been the Show Me State. Now, I will add that following the Civil War with Jesse James and the boys here, we also had another nickname. We were known as the Outlaw State. So, go figure, and it's kind of appropriate as well. I think that look pretty neat on our license plates.
I think the Outlaw State would be great.
Yeah.
That might shake a few people up and make them think twice about coming here if they want to cause any problems.
There you go. Yeah. Now, it's interesting in that a lot of people also don't realize is that the land that we're on right now here in Missouri at one time was French, and then at another time it was Spanish, and at another time it was French again, and then we became part of the United States. So again, when saying hi to you all out there, I want to say bonjour, I want to say buenos dias, and howdy. Okay, so all three. We need to cover it all. And it's funny because when we started out, like I said, we were part of this Louisiana territory, and we were actually discovered by a couple of French explorers, and they didn't come from the south or from the east, they came from the north. They came through the St. Lawrence Seaway into the Great Lakes, and a fellow by the name of Jacques Marquette, he was a priest, a Catholic priest, and Louis Joliet, they sailed down the Mississippi River, and they were the first ones to actually see the area where Missouri is and document what was here. So they claimed it for France. A fellow by the name of La Salle finally came and planted his French flag, and all of a sudden we were a French territory. It's kind of interesting that our heritage ties back to several other nations. Most of us, we always think, well, we must be English. No, we were actually French and Spanish first. Yeah.
So that really kind of changes the outlook of how people see the state of Missouri, or at this particular point, part of the Louisiana Purchase, or part of France, or part of Spain.
Right.
A little confusing to keep up with if you don't have a scorecard.
It is. It's really confusing, and it's interesting in that France had this land for a while, and then they ceded the land to Spain in 1762. So prior to the American Revolution, now all of a sudden we became a Spanish-held territory. And although Spain held it for about 40 years, they really didn't have as much influence as the French did here in Missouri. And the French kind of dominated the culture, if you will. Their first big settlement, as a lot of us know, was in St. Genevieve, Missouri. And it was a trading post. But what happened is shortly after they established St. Genevieve, there were a couple of folks that came up a little bit further up the Mississippi and came to where St. Louis is now. And this was in the 1760s, and it was none other than Pierre Laclede, and he brought with him a 14-year-old stepson by the name of Auguste Chouteau. And those of you from St. Louis are familiar with Laclede's Landing and Chouteau Avenue. And they claimed that territory there for St. Louis and named it after Louis IX, the French king. Now, with a great location like that, what they did is they set up a trading post to trade with the Indians. And interestingly enough, it sits right where Union Station sits today. So it's been a shopping mall for a long time, folks. You know, I mean, it started
was the
out
early
way,
version.
It's been the same way, you know. Now, by a secret treaty in 1802, Spain sold the land back to the French. They sold it to Napoleon, of all people. Now, Napoleon had a sneaky idea that he was going to come in, take the Louisiana Territory, and create New France, a whole new country. But that all kind of fell apart for him. And as it turned out, Thomas Jefferson at the time thought, man, we need to get this territory west of the Mississippi. So he sent some delegates to talk to Napoleon, and he went in there with the intent of buying Louisiana, actually the city of New Orleans, because it had control of the port there. And the Spanish, that's where their headquarters were. Well, we went there to talk to Napoleon. Napoleon said, I'll give you a deal. He said, I won't only sell you New Orleans, I'll sell you all of that. Everything from the Mississippi all the way westward out to the Rocky Mountains. And he sold it to him for $15 million, which was a pretty good deal. I mean, I think I've seen boats out on the lake that were worth $15 million, right?
There are homes out here that are probably $15 million.
Exactly. So now all of a sudden what happens is we become part of the United States, all right? Now, you don't automatically become a state. The first thing that happened is we became a territory, all right? And that happened in 1812. And it wasn't until 1821 that we actually became a state. Now, it didn't come very easily, because what happens is when you're a territory, you have to have a certain number of people to become a state. So as people flocked to Missouri and our population increased, we had enough people, and we applied to Congress to become a state. And when we applied, because we were a southern state, a slave state, and there were northern states who were free states, at the time there were 11 free and 11 slave. When we applied to become a state, that would have been 12 slave and 11 free. So Congress turned around and said, no. We said, what? He said, no, you can't come in. We're not going to accept you. So we were rejected. In 1819, we couldn't become a state. And I go, well, now what do we do? Well, there were a lot of other countries looking at this territory. And so the next year they came back, and Congress met and they did a compromise. At the time, Maine wanted to become a state in 1820. And they said, so here's the deal. We'll let Maine in as a free state and Missouri as a slave state. But we don't want to mess with this every time. We've got all this new territory to divide up into states. We don't want to mess with this all the time. So we'll take Missouri's southern border, we'll extend it all the way to the Pacific, and from that point forward, everything south of that border will automatically be a slave state. Everything north of that will automatically be a free state. And that worked fine until a little later when they extended the line in California and said, can we be admitted as a free state? And guess where the line was? Right down the middle. And so you now know where that headed. Now, as you know, we won't come to the point of the Civil War. And the Civil War in Missouri, we could do 10 shows on it. In fact, you and I probably have in the past done several shows.
Yeah.
And what was interesting about the situation there is that here in Missouri, we had voted to stay in the Union. We said, no, we don't want to, we're not going to secede, we're just going to stay in the Union, but leave us alone. Well, it didn't work that way. The Union sent in troops. occupied St. Louis. We elected a governor, Governor Claiborne Fox Jackson, who was a closet secessionist. When he became governor, he said, we owe it to our southern brethren to secede. And he formed a little army and was going to go down and take all the weapons in St. Louis. And it led to a conflict, in essence, that the Union forces there surrounded the Missouri boys who were working for the governor, arrested them, and marched them through the streets of St. Louis. And as they were marching them through the streets, the people saw federal troops with bayonets pushing Missouri boys down the street. And the folks were mad, started throwing rocks at the soldiers. They opened fire and killed 26 St. Louis citizens. This was known as the St. Louis Massacre. Now what happened was, as the governor hears what had happened, he comes to St. Louis to talk to the Union General, Nathaniel Lyon. And he tells him, he said, look, we just want to stay in the Union. Nathaniel Lyon said, nothing doing. He said, if I have to kill every man, woman, and child in the state of Missouri to keep them in the Union, I'm going to do that. And he said, this means war. And with that, the governor hightailed it out of there. He headed back to Jeff City, blew up the bridges on the Gasconade and the Osage River. These were great governors back then, right? And with that, he turned around.
Could you see Mike Parson?
Yeah, Mike Parson. If you're watching, Governor, if you're watching, here you go. See, these guys took action into their own hands. You know, of course, it costs a lot of money to build those bridges nowadays.
Yeah.
But what happened was the governor also cleaned out the state treasury, paying no attention to that, Governor Parson, and he took it with him to Boonville. Now, hot on his heels comes the Union forces. They showed up at Boonville. The governor, he's in his tent. They run up and said, the Union troops are here. And they said, we need to run. And the governor said, I got to get the gold. He said, no. He said, I'll bury it. And he stuck it in a cannon barrel and buried it. And to this day, they haven't found it yet. So if you find it, I get a portion, all right? With that, the Missouri boys hightailed it down to Wilson's Creek, and we all are familiar with the famous battle that took place there.
Right.
General Nathaniel Lyon, the Union general who was chasing the Missouri boys, was killed in that battle. It was the first general killed in the Civil War. Yeah, so there's a lot of history here when you start getting into all of the events leading up to and including the Civil War. Now, basically what we saw happen from here is after the Civil War, we're all familiar with the Gateway Arch. We are the gateway to the West, right? And the main thing that happened here is Missouri was as far west as you could get by rail car, by steamboat, and then you had to go by wagon train. So we had the Santa Fe Trail and the Oregon Trail, both started here in Missouri. And so we were a jumping off point. We literally were the gateway to the West. Pretty interesting information, isn't it?
Pony Express, I guess that's
Pony
something.
Express. There was another great idea. This is a kind of venture that you and I would go into. All right? We said, it took forever to get the mail out west because if you put it on a ship, it had to sail all the way around South America. We didn't have the Panama Canal and back up the other side. So to get a message to California took weeks, sometimes months.
Right.
So they came up with the idea, we'll have these horses and we'll have stages all along the way where they can change horses, fresh horses, and these riders to ride out through this dangerous territory. And so the Pony Express, off they go. They're running out of St. Joe, Missouri, and it worked. And everybody's like, hooray, you could get a message out there. It took about a week. Well, it was perfect, and guess what happened? They invented the telegraph. See, that would be you and me. We got this great idea, it's going to make a lot of money on it, and somebody comes up with a telegraph, which is instantaneous, and there goes our whole idea.
Which then came up with the railway system and on from there.
Yes, and from there it just expanded beyond that. And it's pretty fascinating when you think about all of the different innovations and things that came out of Missouri. As we move into the 20th century, in World War I, we contributed over 140,000 troops. We had some great leaders from World War I. General John Pershing himself, he was from Laclede, Missouri. There's a fellow by the name of Enoch Crowder. He was the guy that came up with selective service during World War I. We moved on to World War II. We had over 450,000 Missourians participated in World War II. And again, great leaders. We had General Omar Bradley from Clark, Missouri, and none other than James Doolittle of the famous Doolittle raid, St. Louis boy. So absolutely fascinating. And then we can't forget Harry Truman, the president, who brought us through the final years of World War II.
And a lot of other great people along the way.
Absolutely.
So take some time to learn your Missouri history. And I will again refer people to your website, truehistoryprofessor.com.
Absolutely. And I'll have a lot of information. In fact, I'm going to have some information on Missouri with a lot of the famous people and everything. I'll be putting that up here real quick. So.
Jim, thanks as always, sir.
Thank you, buddy.
Professor
Appreciate
Jim Paisley joining us again with a great history lesson on the state of Missouri. And I think many of you know now that Missouri celebrated 200 years in the business on August 10th of 2021. We were the 24th state admitted to the Union by, was it President James Madison?
Monroe. Yes.
I'm sorry.
And
James
we
Monroe.
were the second state of the Louisiana Purchase to be brought in. Louisiana was first. We were number 2.
Very good. Hey, we're going to take a quick break and come on back and get out and party a little bit with our good friends from the Bob Ice Band. It's What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
Most people don't know which direction they're heading when it comes to retirement, whether they're still on the journey or already there. At SRG Financial, we have a process, the mile marker formula, that helps you pursue your work optional lifestyle so you can focus on what's most important to you, like your family or checking off those bucket list items. Start taking the first step toward finding your work optional lifestyle. Call us today at 573-302-7212.
The Lake of the Ozarks Shootout on August 20th through the 29th is at Captain Ron's. The largest non-sanctioned boat race in the Midwest takes over Lake of the Ozarks for the 33rd year. Who will win this year's coveted Top Gun? Watch while more than 100 boats compete for best in class. The event raised over $400,000 for local charities last year. Be there in person to watch as boats hit speeds over 200 miles per hour. Celebrate the 33rd annual Lake of the Ozarks Shootout, presented by Performance Boat Centers at Captain Ron's Bar and Grill.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
Want to get to know local leaders a lot better? Join Lake TV for a new community spotlight show weekdays at 9, 3, and 7. We talk with local leaders to get their story and learn more about their organizations. It's the Community Spotlight Show on Lake TV.
Hey, before we get to our next feature, I want to thank all of our great sponsors. Bill Cass with SRG Financial Advisors. We also want to say a big thank you to Ozark Barge and Dock, our veterinary at the lake, and of course, Carrie Mawson and the folks at Budget Blinds. We had some fun at Dog Days Bar and Grill, 19 Mile Mark, or Jeffries Road if you'd like to get out there, enjoy some great food. Of course, we did that feature a while back with Chef Kevin McCown, and we hope to get back out there. But Saturday night, Megan Albers and I had the opportunity to check out one of my favorite bands at the Lake of the Ozarks, and that is the Bob Ice Band, and they did not disappoint. And here they are on What's Burnin' on Lake TV. Everybody, it's What's Burnin' on Lake TV, and we're hanging out here at Dog Days Bar and Grill with the famous, somewhat infamous Bob Ice Band. We've got KP Hauk, KP, not KB.
Yeah, KP. KP, not KB.
Yes, go, 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 KP. Tonight it's KP's night. And, of course, the leader of this fine institution of musicians and scholars, Bob Ice. What's up, buddy?
Rock and rolling just like normal.
You guys are sounding really good tonight, and I hope folks will take some time to get out and see you. This is kind of a rare opportunity for you guys to get together. I had asked you some time ago about maybe getting out and watching you guys play and doing a little interview, and lo and behold, you ask and you shall receive.
We're here, we're doing it. It's awesome.
Now, the Bob Ice Band has been in existence, the core of the band, the heart of the band. You guys have been in existence, KP, for how long now?
I've been with them 12 years now, 12 years. Haven't missed a gig, haven't fallen over yet. And then I think they're from 1999. So Bob is now playing for some people that work here at the establishment that were kind of like maybe being thought of when he first started playing here, if you know what that means.
Well,
born yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of that running around here, too. I feel a little bit like an old man. It's great to get out and play to the masses here, and you guys are one of the premier lake bands. When you come to the Lake of the Ozarks, you cannot go out and go to Dog Days or any place without hunting down these guys, the Bob Ice Band. You've had a great run of it so far, but what do you do in your spare time?
Spare time, that's some other bands I play with. Of course, Tommy Two-Tone, been doing some shows with him. But lake life, mountain biking. So we love to mountain bike and boating. Now we got a boat, so we're boating and mountain biking and playing music.
And what a beautiful boat it is. You have become a boat owner to some degree. You own half the boat, and from what I understand, you pay half the bills and purchase half the gas.
That's right. Half the boat is mine. Like, it broke down. I go, well, your motor broke. Mine's working fine over here, obviously.
Are you the left or the right side of the boat? Okay, well, that's good to know. Yeah, port side.
Well, I hate to break the news to you, but I talked to the other co-owner of the boat, and he doesn't look at it that way. It's not left side, right side. It's when I get the bill, you pay half.
That's exactly right.
Other than that, and you've been around for a long time, what do you do in your spare time to have a little fun around the lake?
Well, unlike Bob, who's a famous rock star, I live in a storage locker, actually. It's kind of a nice storage locker, but other than you see me out here or with KB, that's it. I'm in a storage locker.
And the reason we have to, I didn't ask you, gentlemen, is it's got drapes. It's got drapes and it's got matching carpet and lamps and all that good stuff. And I didn't ask you guys, am I getting the microphone close enough for you tonight?
I'm not sure, KB. I'm not sure.
How about you, sir?
Can I try it on our new tagline?
There you go.
All right, it's the Bob Ice. The "the" is back. More "the" this year. The Bob Ice Band, the Lake's original, award-winning, international party band.
I like that. I like that very much. Is it good to get together with this guy again? Because you haven't played for a while now, have you?
No, we've been playing some, just not quite as heavy as normal.
And I don't know, what is it when he calls you up and asks you, hey, KP, that's KP, not KB, KP, would you like to get out and do a gig with us, let's say here tonight at Dog Days? Do you start passing around the hat for bail money almost immediately?
As a matter of fact, and I can't say my bail bondsman on camera because, commercial stuff, but thank you, bail bondsman.
We've got a lot of fun stuff going on here tonight, as always, at the Dog. And to top it all off, you've got the Bob Ice Band. They're taking a little break now, so we're going to give them some time to rest and relax. Any ideas for any future projects? Anything you guys are looking at doing, or just getting out and kicking at the lake?
Yeah, basically, we're going to start touring again because that got all cut off because of the dumb COVID. So, half our shows are on the road and half of them are here, and the half that are on the road all quit. So we want to do that again.
Dumb COVID. Where do you like playing at outside of the Lake of the Ozarks? What's one of your favorite venues, KP?
I'm a new fan of Nebraska, and Nebraska girls are hot, by the way. And what else? We've been. Eureka Springs is probably our favorite getaway.
Place outside the lake, yeah, a great place to play. We
love playing here all the time. It's our favorite place.
And while we boost barbecue, chicken wings. They have chicken wings right now. Go there.
All right, you guys, listen, thank you so much for the opportunity. We appreciate it. Get back there, take care of this great crowd that you've got here tonight, cheering you on, playing great music, and And from the bottom of my heart, and I mean this in all sincerity to both of you, when I saw you make the switch, I was really happy to hear the Bob Ice version of Raspberry Beret from Prince. So thanks for making my night.
Well, we kind of look like Prince. We sound like Prince. It's just a natural thing.
I can see that. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you hanging out and letting us have some fun with you tonight.
All right, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me out.
Absolutely. It's Dog Days Bar and Grill. It's the Bob Ice Band. It's What's Burning on Lake TV. And we're back with more after this. What's Burning? Yeah!
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com. The Lake of the Ozarks Shootout on August 20th through the 29th is at Captain Ron's. The largest non-sanctioned boat race in the Midwest takes over Lake of the Ozarks for the 33rd year. Who will win this year's coveted Top Gun? Watch while more than 100 boats compete for best in class. The event raised over $400,000 for local charities last year. Be there in person to watch as boats hit speeds over 200 miles per hour. Celebrate the 33rd annual Lake of the Ozarks Shootout, presented by Performance Boat Centers at Captain Ron's Bar and Grill.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
Hey Jess,
Yeah, Nicole, what do you need?
did you see that new listing in Sunrise Beach?
Yeah, it was just listed 2 minutes ago.
It has 150 feet of lakefront.
And a brand new kitchen.
I'm headed out there after I type this email.
I'm on the phone with my clients. Hey, where are you going?
I already put an offer in, cash above list, and it's looking good.
Are you kidding me?
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
Moving to the lake is a lot of work, but not with Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you. For packing up and delivering to your new home or simply loading and transferring your belongings, Sunrise Movers is the easy choice for your next move. Sunrise Movers packs your possessions extra carefully, shows up on time, and strives for 5-star customer service every time. Sunrise Movers, the official movers of Lake TV. Give us a call today to get a free estimate. Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you.
Most people don't know which direction they're heading when it comes to retirement, whether they're still on the journey or already there. At SRG Financial, we have a process, the mile marker formula, that helps you pursue your work optional lifestyle so you can focus on what's most important to you, like your family or checking off those bucket list items. Start taking the first step toward finding your work optional lifestyle. Call us today at 573-302-7212.
Hey, welcome back to What's Burning right here on Lake TV, KB, and thanks to the Bob Ice Band for having us out there at Dog Days, and that great staff, Luke Hagedorn and everybody. Mark Baird, I got the chance to see him and hang out with some folks I haven't seen for a while. So swing out there, take a dip in the pool, and they've got all kinds of great music. But again, thanks to Bob Ice and the band. Had a great harmonica player with them on that Saturday evening that we stopped by. Want to welcome everybody back in the studio with me. It is an opportunity now to talk a little bit more about Columbia College Lake Campus. We had the opportunity to talk to my guest, Ashley Allen Brown, who's the executive director. We talked to her about a month or so ago, and we got some good information, and we're going to give you some more great information about what's happening at Columbia College. Ashley, great to have you back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, despite how I acted last time.
Well,
great.
Everything's great. Everything's wonderful. You know, Columbia College plays such an important role here on so many different levels at the Lake of the Ozarks, and we want to talk about some of those things. But first and foremost, you've had the back-to-school drive going on, new school supplies, the backpack drive, and that's going on through August the 30th. And we thank everybody who has taken the time to bring in school supplies for the kids and get everybody ready. I'm sure the parents are excited about kids going back to school, and it's nice to be able to have some school supplies that they need. And you folks had a very extensive list, but August 30th is the deadline when you're going to wrap all of that up. And thanks to all of your sponsors, I'm sure, as well. And,
yes.
and we're a drop-off point here at Lake TV.
Absolutely. We're very grateful to Lake TV for everything you've done to partner with us, but also to help us as a caring colleague for the back-to-school supplies and new and gently used backpack drive.
Right.
We appreciate it so much.
But August 30th is really a pretty important date for a lot of different reasons. I mean, there's a lot going on with Columbia College on August the 30th, so let's talk about some of those things.
Okay, great. Well, August 30th is actually the beginning of our 21 fall session. That's the first day of classes for fall. So we're kicking that off by partnering with Lake Regional Hospital and Central Ozarks Medical Center, COMC, for a COVID vaccination clinic that's free to our Lake community. It will be from 3 to 5 p.m.
Okay.
and that will be at our location at 900 College Boulevard in Osage Beach behind Hy-Vee. Our capstone for that evening will be a joint chamber ribbon cutting to reintroduce Columbia College to the community, and that will be with Lake Area Chamber and also with the Camdenton Chamber of Commerce.
Let's segue into that community-based opportunity that Columbia College is always about. You know, something like this back-to-school drive with the school supplies, the backpacks, getting involved in the community, letting folks know how important Columbia College feels about the community, and that's pretty much a two-way street, and that's something that you, as the executive director, have really tried to reinstitute around the area.
Well, absolutely. I think Columbia College, we've been here for 30 years plus, and we are laser focused on serving our community and making sure that we broaden access to education for the community. So one of the things that we've done also, KB, is to partner with State Fair Community College to offer transfer grants for students who go to school there and transfer to Columbia College, but also for people who work there. They can get a discount to come to college and finish their education.
Sometimes that's how it works. You know, you start one place and for whatever reason, maybe you have to move over to someplace else. It might be something simple like, well, you're moving yourself. And so you want to be able to transfer credits and make sure everything goes as smoothly and without any issues as possible. But, you know, I think there's been a huge misconception in the community about Columbia College and State Fair. You know, it's almost like two rivals in college football.
Right.
But it's not a rivalry, it's a partnership. And it's important that people understand that because, you know, depending on their specific circumstance, they might need a little something from both places.
Absolutely, and I think that the partnership is key because one of the things we don't want people to think is that we're a rivalry. We are partners in education and we're providing opportunities for the Lake area community. I mean, how wonderful to have a community college in the community and then also have a four-year institution. I mean, you can take your pick. It's fantastic.
It is fantastic. And that kind of branches off into some other things that we can talk about here. And as far as, you know, the curriculum itself, some of the classes, some of the subjects, the different things that Columbia College provides. I know some of them. We've talked in detail about the nursing program there.
Oh, yes.
What are some of the other degrees or areas that, you know, people can look forward to at Columbia College?
Well, we can do everything from business to accounting to education too. You know, the world needs nurses, the world needs teachers, the world needs everything. The 21st century is calling for advanced degrees and advanced skills. And you can get your degree from Columbia College, and you can also focus on any area that you want to, really. We, like I said, accounting or business administration. We also have a criminal justice degree too, which is highly popular. So you could just really take your pick of things that you want to do with your life.
And again, so often in life, we find ourselves in a situation and maybe we start on our college education, and for some reason we've had to put it on hold. So continuing education, picking up where you left off, that's not an issue, that's not a problem. Columbia College offers a lot of different opportunities for people, whether it's being in person or on the interweb there. You guys, whatever people need to do.
Exactly. I think the flexibility is really key, but also, KB, the affordability. That's really, really important. And back to, we talked about partnerships earlier, and I think that one of the biggest things that we offer is the opportunity to partner with corporations who are local and national. For instance, we partner with McDonald's, Home Depot, CVS, to name a few, and those are all here locally in the Lake area, and people who work for them can experience a 15% discount in their tuition.
Very nice.
And so that lowers the tuition, and it's already an affordable tuition. Too.
So it makes it even more attractive.
Absolutely it does. And we do have a site, it's ccis.edu/partnerships. So if you're thinking about coming to Columbia College, you could check that out and say, hey, I work for McDonald's. I'm going to take advantage of this 15% discount, and it makes it even more affordable.
It sure does. And going back to something that we started to kind of talk about the last time we were together, and that's this word that you've come up with, truth in tuition, or truition.
Yes.
I think that's a great term.
I wish I'd come up with it.
And let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, it's truth in tuition. And what that is one low price for school. There are no additional fees for textbooks, no additional fees for technology, no surprises. It's all wrapped into one little neat package. And so it really helps the working adult to budget. Because working adults, we have to budget our money, and there's no surprises. So you can say, look, I'm going to work and I'm going to go to school. It's going to cost me X amount, and I know I can do this. So that's what Truition's all about. Truition,
and you really, I guess that's one of those things that's kind of hard to find everywhere.
Yeah, I think it is, because higher education is notorious for adding on little fees. I know I'm in the process of getting my doctorate, and there have been all kinds of fees that I didn't anticipate. I'm like, wow, this is really expensive and difficult, but we want to take that difficulty away from people. We want to take those roadblocks away with the partnerships, with Truition, with discounts, with access to scholarships, and also grants that are available beyond just filing a FAFSA and getting financial aid. I mean, we have access to the Workforce Innovation and Opportunities Act here in Missouri, which really connects people with education, employment. It connects workers to employees as well. And that's money that a lot of people don't know is available to them. But when you come to Columbia College, we talked about this last time, we have real people, real counselors who really know what they're doing, and they can walk you through that process and help you find that money. Do not let money preclude you from reaching your goals.
Well, in reality, I think all of us would like to have the opportunity, if that's the direction we want to go, to be able to pursue a college education. And, if it's somebody who can afford it, mom and dad are helping them out. But, there might be a single mom out there, a single dad, or, somebody who doesn't have the financial opportunities that others have. And they should obviously be able to take advantage of a college education just like anyone else.
Absolutely, I agree. And, the fact of the matter is the majority of us don't have a pile of money we can draw from, or wealthy in-laws or parents or things like that. And, we really need to help people to do this. And education should be for everybody. And I really think that Columbia College broadens that access and really tears down some of the hurdles that people would find normally with another institution.
Executive Director Ashley Allen Brown joining us from the Columbia College Lake Campus to talk about a variety of different topics. Again, we want to touch on August the 30th because that is a really, really big day for you folks. You got a lot of things going on, and folks can still contribute to the back to school drive, new school supplies, and the backpack drive, and do that through August the 30th, and stop there at 900 College Boulevard Monday through Friday, 9 until 5 to drop off the supplies, or if you'd like to make a donation, a modest monetary donation, I'm sure people could do that as well. Sometimes it's a little easier for folks. And then you've got a couple of big events going on August the 30th as well.
Yes, we have the ribbon cutting, and that will be at 5 o'clock with the Joint Chambers, Lake area in Camdenton. And then we will also have the beginning of school. It's at 5:30. That's when classes begin, although the nurses will be there all day. So, yeah.
Day classes, evening classes, online classes. And again, we want to really kind of reiterate the fact that Columbia College is community oriented. You folks are very involved in the community, and this is, with the back to school drive, this is obviously one of the ways that you guys prove that. There's proof to the pudding, as they say. But are there other things that you're looking at doing maybe down the road with some more community involvement? Can we talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely, we can. We have a lot of things planned. One of the things that we like to do, because we're a military friendly school, we do offer, of course, a lot of tuition discounts and things like that for veterans. But we are also going to do a drive to help veterans over the Christmas season, to help them with gifts or just different things that they might need for their families, because we do have a lot of veterans, people who served in the armed services in our area, and we're so grateful to them, and we want to give back to them. We will also do many, many things, and we're open to things too. So if someone would like to partner with us on something, or they have an idea for a fundraiser and they need our help with that, all they have to do is email me or call me at Columbia College, and I'm happy to, my team is happy to go to work for them and on behalf of our community. Definitely.
Well, certainly a good opportunity to talk with this nice lady here and all the folks at Columbia College Lake Campus. Again, 900 College Boulevard, and they're available to you Monday through Friday from 9 until 5. So stop in. If you just want to ask a few questions, if you've got something on your mind, whatever the case, you can talk to the counselors, talk to someone who's with the administration, or maybe even just an opportunity to look around. Ashley Allen Brown, Executive Director at Columbia College Lake Campus, thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thank you for having me back. It's
Absolutely,
a pleasure.
absolutely, and we look forward to having you back in the future to talk more about the community involvement and some of the other great programs there.
Awesome.
Folks, we need to take a break, and we are coming back with KB's Furry Friends, Ozarks Cat and Canine. That's where we're headed, and I think we're going to feature a little feline called Cat, a little young guy who would love a new home, and maybe you can help him out. KB's Furry Friends is presented by our veterinary at the lake, with more coming up on What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show, or interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
Hey everybody, Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. A couple weeks ago we did a tease with our new Sleep Solutions gallery. Well, I'm standing in front of phase 2, our sheet wall. Sleep has a lot to do with mattresses, but there are a ton of other elements that go into a great night's sleep, and we've got them here at Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. Come check it out, Slumberland Furniture at the Lake, where we're bringing happy home.
Hey, Jess. Yeah, Nicole. What do you need? Did you see that new listing in Sunrise Beach?
Yeah, it was just listed 2 minutes ago.
It has 150 feet of lakefront. And a brand new kitchen.
I'm headed out there after I type this email.
I'm on the phone with my clients. Hey, where are you going?
I already put an offer in, cash above list, and it's looking good.
Are you kidding me?
At SRG Financial, we reduce the uncertainty on your journey to financial independence. Our foundational approach revolves around two things: what matters most to our clients and the things that we can control. The things that matter most often revolve around family, occupation, and recreation. The things we can control are a panoramic approach to financial planning, a strategy that stays fluid and dynamic like your life, and a proprietary process, the mile marker formula. If you want to reduce the uncertainty on your journey, contact us today.
Hey, welcome to, of course, Ozarks Cat and Canine. KB here is part of What's Burnin' and KB's Furry Friends, presented by the good folks at our veterinary at the lake. We are with Mary, Meow Me, Tilly at Ozarks Cat and Canine, and this is our featured cat of the week, our feline, not our canine, and this is Cat, C-A-T. Pretty simple. So if you're looking for a cat, I've got one called Cat right here with us today. Let's talk a little bit about Cat. I remember Cat from a while back. Cat had a little cast on his leg.
Yes, he did. So Cat actually didn't originally come into us to be adopted. Right. Our vet asked us to hold him while he was being rehabbed for a broken leg because he was an outdoor kitty, and the lady who kept an eye on him wasn't able to take him indoors. Right. But by the time that he healed up, he learned that he loved it inside so much that we were able to talk her into surrendering him so that we could find him an indoor home.
He is a very loving cat, I'll tell you right now. He came right up to us and gave us some love, and he's certainly looking for a good home. He would love to be home in your home, and I guess he just needs the right person to come here to Ozark Cat and Canine and adopt him and get him there. I mean, just look at this guy. He knows everything to do. It's like he knows he's on TV or something like that. Yep. So very easy to stop in here, Mary, and get all the paperwork taken care of. Tell folks how they can get Cat if they're interested.
We have an application online that they can fill out on our website, which is ozarkscatandcanine.com, or they can come into the shelter in person. We're open Monday through Saturday from noon to 4, and they could meet him first if they want to, and the rest of the ones in this room, and then fill out the application here in person.
They've got all kinds of cats around here. Of course, we'll feature one each and every week, either a cat or a canine. But we've got, of course, Abigail, who we featured on the program before. There's Nani over there. There's a few cats here that would like a good home, Vegas. And then this little guy who just kind of moved in on us as well. But a lot of beautiful cats and kittens as well. But these cats, I know everybody, I think we've talked about this before, that people love kittens and they like puppies, but you've got a lot of adult animals here that could use a good home as well.
Yes, we do. Yeah, Cat is estimated to be about 5 years old.
Right.
So he's probably, what you see is what you get with him pretty much. And he looks like he's pretty content right now.
I think maybe Cat won't be here when you come in. You just have to call and find out. But again, 374-2629, that's the number here. Very good. Well, let's see if we can't find Cat a good home. He's just such a lover and a ham bone, like all these cats in here. They do very well. I was really surprised that the cats do as well as they do in front of the camera. But Cat's here and waiting for you at Ozarks Cat and Canine in Sunrise Beach. I want to thank our veterinary at the lake for presenting KB's Furry Friends, and we're back with more of What's Burnin' right here on Lake TV.
The Lake of the Ozarks Shootout on August 20th through the 29th is at Captain Ron's. The largest non-sanctioned boat race in the Midwest takes over Lake of the Ozarks for the 33rd year. Who will win this year's coveted Top Gun? Watch while more than 100 boats compete for best in class. The event raised over $400,000 for local charities last year. Be there in person to watch as boats hit speeds over 200 miles per hour. Celebrate the 33rd annual Lake of the Ozarks Shootout, presented by Performance Boat Centers at Captain Ron's Bar and Grill.
If it's happening at the lake, it's happening on Lake TV. From the polar plunge to festivals, parades, aquapalooza, and boat shows, Lake TV has it all. Even the granddaddy of them all, the shootouts. If you're looking for places to party, things to do, or even a new home to move into, you've gotta love Lake TV.
You
want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
A move to your dream home should be exciting, not a hassle. That's why you go with the experts at Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you.
Another beautiful cat at Ozarks Cat and Canine that could use a home. Don't forget, you can give them a call at 573-374-2629. KB's question of the week. Well, we asked you last week, will recreational marijuana ever be legalized in the state of Missouri, and why? And the reason I brought it up is it looks like some groups are trying to get the issue put on the ballot for 2022, so we'll see how it plays out. We got a lot of standard answers to that particular question. A lot of people indeed feel as though, yes, recreational marijuana will eventually be legalized. One person kind of took it to the next level. Pat Nicholas, thank you for the response. According to my research, she says, 23 states have legalized or decriminalized marijuana. It's just a matter of time before Missouri does too. However, this presents a real problem for gun owners as long as it remains on the Schedule 1 list at the federal level, making marijuana possessions or use and gun ownership a federal level crime. So even if marijuana is legal at the state level, it's one of those be careful what you wish for situations. What we really need to happen is removal of marijuana from the federal Schedule 1 list. There's no reason it should be up there in the same category with harder drugs like heroin and cocaine. Pat, I thank you for your contribution. Also, John Zeller, Alina Ryan Jones, thanks for putting your 2 cents worth in. I've got another question, burn-in question for you this week. Has to do a little bit with the $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill that was recently passed. A lot of people are concerned that this particular bill, like a lot of the legislation that comes out of Washington, D.C., includes maybe some things not necessarily dedicated to infrastructure. They do have a large part of this earmarked for infrastructure, roads, bridges, other forms of transportation. But some strange studies are coming along with this as well. For example, a bicycle study will determine whether disaster preparedness plans for areas with few cars should include bicycle use by first responders, emergency workers, and community representatives. At least 8 small island towns across the United States, well, they don't allow cars, so maybe bicycles would work better. Some other things, encouraging female truck drivers and federal firefighter raises. The salmon recovery money is also something they're looking at. So my burn-in question this week for you is, well, what do you think about the U.S. Senate passing the infrastructure bill? Do you think that it's going to get the job done? Do you think it'll have more to it? Have you had the time to give it a look-see? If you've got a thought on that, feel free to email me directly. You can go to kb@mylaketv.com. You can go to our Facebook page and give us your thoughts on what you think about the U.S. Senate passing the infrastructure bill. And that is our burning question of the week. And that's going to do it for this week. I want to remind you, coming up next week, we'll have an opportunity to talk with Katie Brewer from New Spring Wellness Center in Osage Beach. Also, Matthew O'Connell, who has added a new event to this year's shootout for 2021, the Dino Car and Truck Show. It's going to be down on the Bagnell Dam Strip. We'll tell you more about that, as well as an opportunity to see another one of our furry friends out there at Ozarks Cat and Canine, Bean, a little 5-month-old Australian Shepherd mix that's looking for a good home. Thanks for joining us. God bless, and we'll talk to you next week on What's Burning right here on Lake TV.